Okay.
So there's, of course, every time we put a topiary in the park, it's kind of a photo op. But this is the first time that we've actually done one where it's a by design photo op. The guest will walk into the garden, so we're inviting the guest to come into the display. Normally our topiary vignettes are just vignettes with no guests. We're inviting the guest into the topiary vignette. They'll stand right here. They're the goaltender. And there you have soccer Goofy. We're going to have the topiary soccer ball, and the whole thing is the guest is there to try to block the kick that Goofy's sitting in. So we're actually having the guests join the topiaries in a vignette, which we've never done before.
And was there a way that idea came up, just something creative that you tossed on the table?
What topiaries do we have? It was classic. I mean, there was a lot of ideas thrown around. It's never a linear process to get to where you're at the end, and by the time, and then when someone asks you how did you do it, you're like, well, it wasn't very linear. We had lots of different concepts and finally settled on this one. We all instinctively from the very beginning liked the idea of inviting the guest into the vignette. So I think once that came up, that was probably driving our thought more than anything else.
Thank you.
The guests will walk in, what we just did, there'll be a cast member there making sure that it's done one at a time. The guest then can pose like they're a goaltender, getting ready to try to stop Goofy from scoring the penalty kick. And of course Donald's a teammate. Notice they're roughly dressed the same. Yeah, that's why we have the Forever Lawn here.
Yes.
There's no way in 3 days of having guests on turf, it would be dead. So that's why the Forever Lawn is in this area. And then we're actually, our team's coming in next week. We're going to stripe the grass with the turf paint, just like a real soccer pitch.
That's great. You actually are inside here.
Yeah.
Part of the topiary.
This will probably be one of our first. We did some frames years ago. We haven't done a lot of like photo ops for Flower and Garden, especially. I don't think we've ever done a true photo op with a topiary. This will be the first one we've done. Yeah. This actually stays up until mid-July.
Oh, okay.